Released in 1994, The Shawshank Redemption, directed by Frank Darabont, stands apart from typical prison films, which often focus on violence. Based on Stephen King's novella Rita Hayworth and Shawshank Redemption, the film follows two very different men, Andy Dufresne, played by Tim Robbins, and Ellis, played by Morgan Freeman, as they navigate the brutal reality of Shawshank State Prison, one of the harshest institutions of its kind.
I believe in two things, discipline and the Bible. Here you'll receive both.
In 1947, a quiet and intelligent banker named Andy Dufresne was sentenced to life in Shawshank Prison for the murders of his wife and her lover. Despite the overwhelming evidence against him, Andy maintains that he is innocent. As he enters Shawshank, he is immediately faced with the brutal reality of prison life, violent inmates, oppressive guards, and a corrupt system designed to break men down. However, in order to survive, he must adapt to this harsh environment, where he remains calm and composed. The story is told through the eyes of Red, a longtime inmate at Shawshank who has an extraordinary ability to acquire anything an inmate might need. He meets Andy shortly after his arrival, and over time, they form an unexpected but strong friendship. One of the first things Red does for Andy is help him get a small rock hammer, a seemingly insignificant item at first, but one that will eventually play a key role in Andy's long-term plan.
His first night in the joint, Andy Dufresne cost me 2 packs of cigarettes. He never made a sound.
Andy's time in Shawshank is not just about survival. It's about finding a sense of purpose in a place where hope is scarce. In 1949, he overhears prison guard Byron Hadley complaining about the high taxes on his inheritance. With his banking background, Andy offers advice on how to reduce the tax burden. Impressed by his financial knowledge, Hadley begins to rely on him as a financial advisor. As time goes on, Andy becomes more involved in the prison's operations. His skills make him invaluable not only to Hadley, but also to Warden Samuel Norton. The warden sees an opportunity to use Andy's expertise to launder money from various illegal activities inside Shawshank, which provides him with some protection within the corrupt system. Meanwhile, he is assigned to work in the failing prison library. Despite the overwhelming negativity surrounding him, he transforms the library into a respected institution and starts offering education to other inmates. This earns him more respect inside the prison.
Hope is a dangerous thing. Hope can drive a man insane.
A deeply emotional part of the story is Brooks Hatlin, a man who has spent over 50 years in Shawshank. After being granted parole, Brooks is released back into the outside world. However, the rapid changes in society and the loss of the familiar comfort of prison make it hard for him to adjust. Feeling lost and overwhelmed, Brooks tragically takes his own life, highlighting the challenging effects of institutionalization. Brooks' death weighs heavily on both Andy and Red. It raises important questions about the idea of true freedom. What does life outside Shawshank really mean for those who have spent so many years within its walls?
Now, the funny thing is, on the outside, I was an honest man, straight as an arrow. I had to come from prison to be a crook.
Over the years, Andy never loses hope as he quietly works on a plan to escape Shawshank. Using a small rock hammer that Red gave him, he carefully digs a tunnel through the wall of his cell, little by little, year after year, inching closer to his goal. In 1963, Andy helps the warden with financial matters, creating a fake identity, Randall Stevens, for their illegal activities. During this time, he meets a new inmate, Tommy Williams, who shares a troubling story. Tommy reveals that his former cellmate had confessed to the murders Andy was convicted of, giving Andy a potential chance to prove his innocence. When Andy tells the warden about Tommy's confession, the warden refuses to listen, and tragically, Tommy's life is taken under false pretenses. This only strengthens Andy's resolve. After spending time in solitary confinement, he emerges physically drained but still determined to escape and find freedom.
I was in the path of the tornado. Didn't expect the storm would last as long as it has.
Lord, it's a miracle! Man up and vanished like a fart in the wind.
In a thrilling turn of events, Andy finally escapes Shawshank. The night before his escape, he crawls through the tunnel he has been working on for nearly 2 decades, emerging from the prison's sewage pipes to find his long-awaited freedom. The next morning, when the guards discover his empty cell, they find a hidden hole behind a poster of Rita Hayworth. But Andy doesn't stop there. He uses his Randall Stevens identity to withdraw a significant amount of laundered money from various banks. He also sends a letter with crucial evidence of the warden's illegal activities to a local newspaper. This leads to the warden's downfall and his eventual arrest for corruption. Unable to face the consequences of his actions, the warden tragically takes his own life. 1 year later, Red is released from Shawshank after serving 40 years. Like Brooks before him, he finds it difficult to adjust to life outside and feels disconnected. However, he holds on to the promise he made years ago. Red travels to Buxton and finds the package, which contains money and a letter from Andy. In the letter, Andy invites Red to join him in Zihuatanejo, Mexico. For the first time in years, Red begins to feel a glimmer of hope. He makes the decision to leave his past behind and embarks on a journey to reunite with his friend. In a touching moment, Red and Andy are finally reunited on a beach in Zihuatanejo.